What's up, Curious Readers? This is Dave from Dave's Book Summaries, and today I am back with another book. The book I'm going to be talking about today is called Fahrenheit 451. So, without further delay, let's get started. Montag is a fireman who burns books in a futuristic American city. The firemen in this world start fires instead of putting them out. People do not read books, think, or have meaningful conversations. Instead, they drive very fast and watch way too much TV. Montag meets a gentle 17-year-old girl named Clarice McClellan who opens his eyes to the emptiness of his life by her innocent questions and her unusual love of people and nature. Over the next few days, Montag experiences a series of disturbing events. First, his wife Mildred attempts suicide by swallowing a bottle of sleeping pills. Then, when he responds to an alarm that an old woman has a stash of hidden literature, the woman shocks him by choosing to be burnt along with her books. A few days later, he hears that Clarice has been killed by a speeding car. Montag's dissatisfaction with his life increases, and he begins to search for a solution in a stash of books that he has stolen and hidden from his own fires. The books were hidden inside an air conditioning vent. When Montag fails to show up for work, his fire chief, Beatty, pays a visit to his house. Beatty explains that it's normal for a fireman to go through a phase of wondering what books have to offer. And he delivers a dizzying monologue explaining how books came to be banned in the first place. According to Beatty, special groups objected to books that offended them. Soon, books all began to look the same as writers tried to avoid offending anybody. This was not enough, however, and society as a whole decided to simply burn books rather than permit conflicting opinions. Beatty tells Montag to take 24 or so hours to read his stolen books and see if they contain anything worthwhile and then turn them in for being burned. Montag begins a long and frenzied night of reading. He remembers that he once met a retired English professor named Faber sitting in a park, and he decides that this man might be able to help him understand what he needs. He visits Faber, who tells him that the value of books lies in the detailed awareness of life that they contain. Faber says that Montag needs not only books, but also the leisure to read them and the freedom to act upon their ideas. Faber agrees to help Montag with his reading, and they plot a risky scheme to overthrow the status of not being able to read. Faber will contact a printer and begin reproducing books, and Montag will plant those books in the homes of firemen to discredit the profession and to destroy the machinery of censorship. Faber gives him a two-way radio earpiece so that he can hear what Montag hears and talk to him at the same time in a secret manner. Montag goes home, and soon the two of his wife's friends arrive to watch television. The women discuss their families and the war that is about to be declared in an extremely frivolous manner. Their superficiality angers Montag, and he takes out a book of poetry and reads Dover Beach by Matthew Arnold. Faber buzzes in his ear for him to be quiet, and Mildred tries to explain that the poetry reading is a standard way for firemen to demonstrate the uselessness of literature. The women are extremely disturbed by the poem and leave to file a complaint against Montag. Montag goes to the fire station and hands over one of his books to Beatty. Beatty confuses Montag by barraging him with contradictory quotations from great books. Beatty exploits these contradictions to show that literature is morbid and dangerously complex, and that it deserves nothing but to be burned and banned. Suddenly, the alarm sounds and they rush off to answer the call, only to find out that the alarm is from Montag's own house. When they get there, they spot Mildred getting into a cab with her suitcase, and Montag realizes that his own wife has betrayed him. Beatty forces Montag to burn his house himself, and when he's done, Beatty places Montag under arrest. When Beatty continues to berate Montag, Montag turns the flamethrower on his superior and proceeds to burn him to ashes. Montag knocks the other fireman unconscious and runs. The mechanical hound, a monstrous machine that Beatty has set to attack Montag, pounces and injects Montag's leg with a very strong and large dose of anesthetic. Montag manages to destroy the hound with his flamethrower. Then he walks off the numbness in his leg and escapes with some books that were hidden in his backyard. He hides these books in another fireman's house and calls in an alarm from a payphone. Montag goes to Faber's house, where he learns that a new hound has been put on his trail, along with several helicopters and a television crew. Faber tells Montag that he's leaving for St. Louis to see a retired printer who may be able to help them. Montag gives Faber some money and tells him how to remove Montag's scent from his house so the hound will not trace it. Montag then takes some of Faber's old clothes and runs towards the river. The whole city watches as the chase unfolds on TV, but Montag manages to escape in the river and change into Faber's clothes to disguise his scent. He drifts downstream into the country and follows a set of abandoned railroad tracks until he finds a group of renegade intellectuals, the Book People, led by a man named Granger, who welcome him. They are a part of a nationwide network of book lovers who have memorized many great works of literature and philosophy. They hope that they may be of some help to mankind in the aftermath of the war that has just been declared. Montag's role is to memorize the book of Ecclesiastes. Enemy jets appear in the sky and completely obliterate the city with bombs. Montag and his new friends move on to search for survivors and rebuild civilization. Alright guys, that was it for the book Fahrenheit 451. I hope you liked it. Make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Peace out.